This project is called Some Southern Waters. It was my first feature I shot in Central and South Florida. The director and I spent about 6 months or so storyboarding shot by shot in edit order. This allowed us to focus more on perfecting performances and experimenting with lighting and practical effects on the day, rather than using up any time wondering if the shots worked themselves. The interior car scene was done on a soundstage using poor man's process. This included shaking the car, moving branches and flags in front of light sources, and using a fan for wind. There's a lot of urgency in this scene because our male protagonist just saved his girlfriend from drowning and is in a rush to get her home. This film blends the lines between reality and dreams, and this scene serves as a transition to the film's fever dream-like structure. To accomplish the car crash in a safe way, we shot a lot in reverse, which actually took a lot of planning to get the grammar right. For this shot, we wanted to replicate sleep paralysis. I have suffered from sleep paralysis a lot as a teen, so I tried to replicate my own experiences, using low-key lighting and concealing most of the world to darkness, while letting just the subjects in this dream emit light. The movement was tricky because sleep paralysis is usually a POV experience, so I felt that making the movement feel off and inhuman could work. I first thought maybe it should feel like the POV of a dog floating to the bed, so I kinda went with that. We also looked up a practical magic trick used to levitate people and had the first AD lift the actress. After going directly to the dream world, we have to make it back, so I made it feel like it was a continuous shot to reveal her death. Although she is clearly dead, we never actually make it back to reality, so the fever dream starts from here. I felt that the cinematography in this film worked well because of the time and pre-production I was given. I created the habit of drawing out all my shots and making animatics after spending 2 years on a hand-drawn animation that I made myself. Envisioning the shots before principal photography is key for me, especially in the lower budget world. This project is called The Florist, a short film I shot in Miami. The film follows the main character who is an orphaned girl who works at a flower shop. She has been stalking a man who has been ordering an abnormal amount of flowers to his residence, but slowly she realizes that it's her long-lost father. The director is a photographer friend of mine, and through our relationship, we decided on shooting the majority of the film with long static shots as if it were photographs, occasionally using some slow zooms and a pan and tilt here and there. For this ending scene, I decided to change it up and go all handheld. I wanted a voyeuristic feel, mainly shooting with her back towards camera as she creeps around her victim's space. Throughout the film, she goes through a particular wardrobe transition, replicating the life of a flower, from green to yellow to burgundy, and I decided to go with a warm tone for this scene to stay true to her transition. For this, I also drew out all the shots, but this scene was heavily influenced from the shots in the closet scene from Burn After Reading. We thought that scene worked well, so we tried to utilize the space and perspective in a similar way. I first revealed the father through his shadow, because he has never been introduced in the film until now. Although she has been stalking him, she hasn't been able to spot him yet, so she has no image of him in her head. I like to think she also thinks of him as a shadow. Because no one is home, I wanted there to be no interior light, motivating only from a street light outside. Although I wanted the audience to wander around the frame a bit, I felt that I should have had deeper shadows and more pockets of darkness. I do think the way I revealed the space works, but wish I revealed less because someone who is invading another space would probably have more tunnel vision. I would have loved for that to be felt here. When we finally see him, I wanted to stay on her perspective, keeping true to the voyeuristic approach. We feel that we are watching her at first, and then when the new subject enters, we experience her perspective as if she is the audience member. Our production designer did a beautiful job on this project. Looking back, I wish I had spent more time collaborating with her, especially on the flowers. They ended up blending into the wall more than I anticipated, and I realized too late how their uniformity affected the shot. I was hoping they could reflect more of a life cycle, echoing the evolution we see in her wardrobe. This really reminded me how vital the collaboration is between the director, production designer, and cinematographer. I wish I chose lenses with more character for this film, like I set of Clavius lenses, or even Kawa anamorphics in cropping in post, and maybe a halation filter. I think this could have created a more floral look, swirling the decor in the backgrounds and blooming some highlights. In the final moments, I wanted her to vanish into darkness, as if stepping fully into the unknown, before we reveal an ending that still holds a sense of ambiguity. The process pushed me creatively in the best ways, and it was a joy to make. Thanks for watching.